How many people can say they have watched a herd of elk pass within inches of their vehicle? My name is Terry Tulepane, and prior to August 2011, I was an over-the-road driver for 17 years. I drove long distances back and forth across our nation and frequently enjoyed seeing wildlife in their natural settings. Today, I will share with you the night approximately 1,000 elk crossed less than an arm's length away from my truck. It began on a very chilly November night in Wyoming. My husband was driving the evening shift, and I had already retired in the bunk area for sleep. Wyoming is open range country, meaning ranchers are not required to fence their land to keep their cattle in. So when driving through Wyoming, like other western states, motorists need to pay close attention to the shoulders of the highway for nearby moving cattle or wildlife. We were in the west part of Wyoming, driving northwest on US Highway 30 on a two-lane road on a cold November night. The altitude there is 7,000 feet, and it's a frequent migration path for elk. So not long after it was fully dark, we began to hear reports on the CB radio of an elk herd about to cross the highway 5 miles ahead. Needless to say, I bolted out of the bunk area and into the front seat immediately. The repeated warnings from more experienced drivers who drove the area frequently was not to sound our horns or flash our lights, lest the 1,500-plus pound beast charge our vehicles. With absolutely no ambient light from nearby cities, the vibrant full moon and low ground fog created a scene we usually only see captured in National Geographic photos. We could see them in the distance already crossing the highway, their huge forms silhouetted in the eastbound traffic headlights. When we finally came to a full stop and rolled down our windows, we could see many of them walking down the lanes and meandering between the vehicles. We could hear and see their breath in the cold night air, along with the sound of their hooves on the pavement and an occasional scrape of antlers on the top of vehicles. Unfortunately, the herd crossed our path without incident. All traffic was stopped for nearly an hour and a half. People who live in the east part of the country or have never traveled west of Oklahoma have no idea of the endless opportunities to view wildlife or witness bizarre weather trends. When I started driving 17 years ago, I could never have realized I would view today what individuals thought nothing of seeing 100 years ago. While I never want to return to the driving lifestyle, nowhere else could I gain the experience of an elk herd walking close enough to reach out and touch.